here in the locker room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN, the 97.3 ESPN mobile app. Scotty McCabe, Billy Schweim. I'm at my house, Scooter's at his house. Josh heading back in the studio. And Scooter, you know, unfortunately the COVID pandemic has knocked out all the racing, all the lifeguard racing. So we thought, you know what, let's, since we cover these races in depth, we do have a comprehensive Beach Patrol report during the summer. We got to do something. So he said, let's come up with a Legends of Lifeguard Racing segment, which is brought to you by Surfer Supplies. And what's happened at Surfer Supplies? All things surfing. That's what's happening. Starting out with hundreds of new and used surfboards right by the front door since 1962. And a full line of skimboards, skateboards, bodyboards, and all necessary gear to complete a happy day of surfing. That's Surfer Supplies, 3101 Asbury Avenue in Ocean City, New Jersey, keeping you stoked since 1962. And by Blitz's Market in Ocean City, voted Best Deli 6 years in a row, introducing online ordering. Visit them today at blitzesmarkets.com and place your order today. 2 Ocean City locations, 21st Street, 34th Street in Ocean City, on Asbury in Ocean City. Cut out the carbs with their famous pickle hoagie. It's really a big deal. Now let's go to the Barb's Harley-Davidson Sports Hotline and welcome into the locker room a legend, a 6-time champion in the row, Ron Kirk from the Ocean City Beach Patrol. What's up, Ron?
How you doing, Bill?
All right, man. We needed to. We're doing this legend segment, and I said, Scooter, who's the biggest legend you know? And he said, Ron Kirk.
Easy pick for me.
Well, you know, we were partners on the beach for 4 years.
So he's a little biased, huh?
Maybe.
No, it was an easy pick for me. Like I said, Billy started doing this run, and he was kind of just focusing on the South Jerseys. And, you know, he was looking up, he had the stats from the sheets from the races. And, you know, I said, Ron won a lot more than you think. And I said, you got to count the other races. But, you know, and some of your numbers are incredible. You won the South Jersey doubles 5 times, the singles once. You won the Cape May Counties doubles 4 times, the singles twice. The Margates doubles 5 times, the singles twice. The Dutch Hoffmans doubles 5 times. I mean, you know, you were one of the greatest, if not the greatest, you know, rower in South Jersey history. So it's great to have you on, and a longtime friend too.
Well, I appreciate the compliments, but you know, there's a lot of good rowers out there today. And
sure.
I wish I could be rowing against them now.
Yeah. Well,
But,
what attracted you to get into rowing back then, Ron? What got you started?
Well, I actually learned how to row when I was about 6 years old. When I used to go to the Boy Scout camp up in Salem County, Camp Edge. My dad was he was like a teacher. He taught rowing, swimming, and canoeing, and he taught me how to row on the lake. And so I rowed, you know, for a few summers, you know, a little flat bottom rowboat on the lake. And then really the next time I rowed was in 1972 when I was 18. And, you know, I did okay in the row part of the test. So I decided to, you know, pursue it further, you know, try to become better.
Right.
And
hey, Ron, we're talking with Ron Kirk, former Ocean City Beach Patroller, 6-time South Jersey Lifeguard champion. Ron, you won 5 doubles, you won 1 single. What did you like? What did you like better? Did you like rowing doubles or singles better?
I like rowing doubles better because singles can be a crapshoot. You know, it's like you can be the fastest rower around and get hit by a wave at the start, and you know, you're going to lose 4 or 5 boat lengths if someone else doesn't get hit by that wave. And then coming in, you know, if someone else gets a wave and you don't, it really doesn't matter how fast of a rower you are, they're going to win. So with doubles, though, we were always able to, you know, get a lead early and then, you know, expand on it and try to eliminate the possibility of someone beating us by catching a wave that we didn't get. So I guess that's why I like doubles more than singles.
Well, and you're right.
And
For the
I like
listeners,
the company too.
Yeah, right. The listeners don't, it's really starts and finishes, and turns in a singles race. It's a 4.5 minute race. And man, like you said, you can get bombed and the ocean's not perfect. The waves don't roll in straight to the beach. Guys are sitting there in their boats ready to go to see that flag drop. And all of a sudden, the north end gets hit by a huge wave and the south end's got nothing going on. Those guys get a great start and it's over before you know it. So it's definitely a big difference between singles and doubles.
Yeah,
Ron, I remember when you rowed with Tom Stefanik, and then of course your other rowing partner was John Hearn. Both of those guys were different body, different builds. Tom was more of a slender guy. John Hearn was more compact. You rowed the bow, is that correct, or did you row stern?
Yeah, I rowed the bow with those two. Yeah, John was, he was like a linebacker on a football team, built like a fire plug, and Tom was more like a cross-country runner. But they both had, good stamina, and most of all, they had the killer instinct. They just wanted to win and were willing to do or train as hard as possible to be able to win.
Right, plus Tom had his headband. Right, so
yeah.
He always wore that. That was a classic.
well, Ron, you won your first doubles in 1981 with John Hearn. You won in '83 with John Hearn. Then you won in '84, '85 with Tom Stefanik, and then in '86 you rowed singles, and then of course Ridgway and Millar rowed doubles for Ocean City. Guys took first in the doubles. You took first in the singles, and then of course in 1994 you rowed doubles with Garbett. So, I mean, the races. What was your fondest memory of all those wins?
Of all those wins, I would say the first one. Because I had never won an out-of-town race before, and it was a thrill for the first time. When you come across the finish line, about 15 of the fellow guards usually surround the boat and lift it up on their shoulders and carry the boat out of the water, to the dry sand, and it was really quite a thrill and kind of a very pleasing moment.
My shoulder's still recovering from that, by the way. So from picking that thing up, you could have lost a few pounds. It would have been easier for us, So that's a great memory for all of us who were on the patrol. And obviously those events are bigger than most people think. And to have your guy come across, first, and you get to pick that boat up and carry that up the beach, it's a great feeling, So I'm going to put you on a spot, Ron. Out of all your partners, who's your favorite?
Oh man, I couldn't narrow it down to one. Really, John and Tom and Bob, because we won, so I guess that makes them pretty special to me. But I really couldn't narrow it down to one. John was a lot more outgoing. Tom was a lot more, serious. And Bob, he was, combination of both. But
who was chatting it up the most in the boat?
John. John would.
John. Okay.
John would talk nonstop.
Right. Hey, Ron, were you pretty vocal? Ron, were you pretty vocal in the boat? I mean, when you get out past the breakers, what is it like? Tell our listeners. Obviously, just the two of you guys. You're kind of your peripheral vision to see where everybody is. But take us through, a row when you're rowing doubles. What's it like out there?
Well, we're just doing the best we can to row straight. So we have someone steering us with a steering standard. So we're talking back and forth to each other. Pull left. Get back on course. Pull right. Also, we'll say, all right, in 3 we're going to do, power 20, or sprint 30, something like that. No socializing talk at all, just totally focused on the race.
Not talking about the girls on the beach at the time?
No, that happens during workout.
Right.
But,
Hey, Ron, let me ask you one quick question. What was how much does experience, like after you got your first win with John Hearn in 1981, how much did that help you with your future races?
Oh, well, it helped me because it gave me the confidence I needed. And also it helped me because one of the main things I learned was that the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. So we always tried to stay right on course. We didn't want to go too far south or too far north of the flag, because that can cost you, 2 or 3 boat lengths just by going a little bit too far south or too far north. Same thing coming in. That was something I learned early and tried to, to make that a practice in all my races.
Plus, you have to turn the flag a certain way, which they'll tell you before the race starts. Yeah. Each town has their thing, but the wind's pushing that boat, and you got to make sure you get it. And turns are crucial, even in the doubles race. At that point, you make a good turn, you can really pick up a boat length on some of these guys. But Ron, our time is short, but you also did an event, the Super Athlon in Cape May, which is a 2.3 mile run, a 1.5 mile row, and a 1/4 mile swim. You won the Super Athlon 4 times. It's a complete individual event, and basically I think Buzzy Moak started that years ago to kind of do like a mini triathlon and using beach patrol guys. How was that, having to run and then do a mile and a half is what the doubles race is. Now you're doing it by yourself, and then you got to get in the water and swim in Cape May, which has that tough current down there. How was that race?
Yeah, well, it's completely different than the rowing races because you got to make those transitions. It starts off the run, and then you transition into the row. I remember, I think you would actually take a big bucket of water and pour it over me before I got in the boat, try and cool me down.
Exactly, and then you're kicking your shoes off to jump in the boat, and then I used to help you push the boat out through the waves, and there was a big set, and I used to have to hold it, and try to make a good call there. But yeah. Right. And then you get out of the row, and I'd talk to you. I'd run alongside of you trying to tell you where the current's going and where you need to go to set yourself up. That was always fun. We had a good time with that.
I know that drift down there is unbelievable. You can come up on that flag, right on it, and if you're not right on it when you go to make your turn, you can drift 25 feet in like 5 seconds. And then you're never going to get back up to the flag. It's like like the rapids out there.
Right.
Well, Ron, I got to tell you, man, we really appreciate you coming on the show. We like tracking you down to talk. You're definitely a bona fide legend, one of the legends of lifeguard racing and the South Jersey champion, 6-time South Jersey champion. And Ron, I really appreciate it, and thanks for the memories, because I definitely remember you being hoisted on top of the shoulders of all your co-workers in victory, and we'll never forget it.
Well, thank you very much, Bill and Scott. I really appreciate you, giving me the chance to relive some very fond memories.
Yeah, we'll have to have you back on the show. We can relive some fond memories on the stand together. That's a different kind of show. We could do a sitcom on the things we did. That's for sure.
All right, thanks a lot, Ron. We got to run. There's Ron Kirk, legend of Lifeguard Series from the Ocean City Beach Patrol, 6-time champion. Of course, the Legends of Lifeguard Racing is brought to you by Surfer Supplies. What's happening at Surfer Supplies? All things surf, and that's what's happening. Start with hundreds of new and used surfboards right by the front door since 1962, with a full line of skimboards, skateboards, bodyboards, and all things necessary to complete a great day of surfing. That's Surfer Supplies, 3101 Asbury Avenue in Ocean City, New Jersey, keeping you stoked since 1962. And by Blitz's Market in Ocean City, voted Best Deli 6 years in a row, introducing online ordering. Visit them at blitzesmarkets.com and place your order today. 2 Ocean City locations at 21st and 34th Street and Asbury Avenue. Cut out the carbs with their famous pickle Hobie. It's really a big deal. Remind people the second hour of the locker room is brought to you by the Great Bay Country Club, where it's not just golf, it's fun. Make Great Bay Country Club your club because it's an award-winning private golf club where you are greeted by name. It's home of the 3-hour and 58-minute round. There's a full calendar of golf and social events throughout the season to appeal to everyone. For more information, go to greatbay.com or call them at 609-927-5071. Great Bay Country Club in Summers Point, New Jersey. See why. It's always a great day at Great Bay. When you get down there, say hello to Radio Ron Ralston for me and Tim Stover. Hey, just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. But were you aware of their private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or call them at 856-912-4007 for more information. All right, when we return, we'll wrap things up. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN mobile app.